So now that we have our file, we're going to start working with it. First, kind of just to look at it, row 1 here, you've got the headers, your date, first name, last name, the office that our sales reps work for, the destination, the amount for the tickets, number of tickets, totals, and whether or not there was a commission on the sale. So now that you have this, you're going to actually go to Data here on the menu bar and down to Pivot Tables. By default, Google Sheets is going to assume that everything from column A to column I is part of the information you want to use in the pivot table, because it sees a blank row here, and the blank row means that's the end of the data. So it's really important to not have any blank columns in the middle of your pivot table. Likewise, when you scroll down to the bottom, it goes all of the way to row 200. Again, you do not want blank rows or columns in your spreadsheet, because that triggers Excel that it's a break in information. So it picks it the right information. We're going to create it into a new sheet, which is usually the best practice, and then we hit Create. And Google creates a new tab for you. It's down here called Table 1. And over here on the right, you're going to see the data that we're looking at, the promotion sales, A1 through 200, and then you see some different options, and they give some suggestions, but we're going to build this from scratch. So first off, we're going to come here to rows, and we're going to add a field, because these fields match row 1 from our primary table. And so on the rows, we are going to put destination, and it takes all the destinations that we have sent people to in column A. So for our columns, we want office. We want to look at the different offices. So now across our column headings, we see the different offices that we have salespeople at. So now for value, we come here to value, and we want to look at the number of tickets sold for each destination from each office. So we select tickets, and it fills it in. And so now we can see that the Blaine office during this time frame sold 11 tickets. And you can kind of scroll across. If you go to the very end, you're going to see a grand total by destination. So that, is how you create that basic pivot table. If you wanted to look at something other than tickets, you could come over here, click the X next to tickets, and then you could add something else. Maybe you want to look at the amount that has been sold. So that is kind of the basics of how you create your pivot table. With Google Sheets, it's not as sophisticated at this time as Excel, but you can come up here and you can change this from destination and make it office. Actually, it will not let you have office and destination in the same place, so you actually have to turn off. And if you lose your editor over here, let's take off office, and then I can come here and I can say office, and then here I want destination, and it remembered that we still had amounts. We could change it from sum to average. So that is the basic of how you create a simple pivot table in Google Sheets.